Hello everyone and welcome back to our Rogue Trader playthroughs, episode number 59, and we are back here for the start of a new recording chunk, though for you guys, it probably looks like literally the exact same thing as before. Just know that it's not. I didn't end up doing a Fortnite episode, or a Fortnite recording last night, so yeah. I'm doing more Rogue Trader the next day. Or actually, the next night. It's pretty late, but I will do some episodes. Hopefully 2 or 3 or more. But I do have other stuff to do, so I'm just going to go to bed late tonight. Anyways, today we're acquainting ourselves with Jai Hadari.
Allow me to thank you again for helping me with the cargo, Sherin. I am sure the Ashmags who squirreled away my goods won't give up so easily, and I'll hear more about their scheming yet. Let's strike a deal, Sherin. I will watch your back, if you do me a favor and watch mine. Well, enough jokes. Is there something you wanted?
Trying to think of what to do first. Like calling me Shireen. Was there some business?
Oh, Sherin, I did manage to spark your interest. Allow me to invite you to a more private place. My words are meant for your ears alone.
Let's see what this is. Ah, my office. The flickering light of dozens of candles plays across Jai's face, making her small smile appear even more mysterious. Shadeen, the exalted one himself, brought us together the day you crossed Ludeum's threshold. He led us to the cargo and gave his blessing for its return. Do you know what people on my world say when a thing happens? What's gained is to be shared with your neighbor. What's one the guide's ruler, high power to which humanity offers? Oh, it's the Emperor, okay. Wanderer's Portent Bloodseeker Clave. She points to the containers in front of her. One contains a polished Eldari rifle, a rare model. The other holds an ornate sword. Sharing what I gained with you, please accept these humble gifts in honor of our wildly successful, though suddenly struck friendship. Shrug, you consider these gifts. My lowliest enforcers are equipped with deadlier weapons than this. We're here to discuss pleasantries. What is it you wanted to discuss? Yes, more Xeno heresy. So now trying to peddle this to a true servant of the Emperor. Truly wonderful gift. I accept it with gratitude. I knew you would appreciate the Xenos' mastery of their craft. Jai beams at you, culling a lock of black hair around an augmented finger. And continue. For a brief pause, she awkwardly continues. So, the matter I want to discuss with you is related to my business. You know that I sell Xeno artifacts and interested Imperial subjects and Imperial trinkets to Xenos. Business is going well, my network runs even without my participation, but when it comes to expansion, well, that is where I hit a wall. Rivals envious of my success, Jai throws up her hands. Falco especially. I'm certain the theft of the cargo was his doing, but I can never predict what that Ashmag will do next. While the Imperium's authority may be fragmented in the Expanse, it could crack down on people of my profession at any moment. Go on, I think I follow you. You wish to use me. Slightly less useful to me, I would have you brought to justice myself. Get to the point I do not have time to spend all day chatting with you. Okay. If the rogue trader put in a good word for me with the servants of the Adeptus Administratum, could become an official trade representative of the Imperium. Just imagine it. A little scrap of paper will offer me and my agents protection against Ashmag schemes, far better than any refractor field. Even the Inquisition will have to think twice before they mess with me, because I'll be a representative of the law in my own right. Best part is, this will cost you precisely nothing, Shireen. What to do is stop by the Administratum Palace and obtain a significant from the Master of Seals. My informants tell me the palace is located on Dargonis, your capital world. See how everything has aligned so wonderfully, and of course I will pay you in kind. How do I benefit from your gaining official status? Sounds simple enough. I shall take into consideration. Balkan scum. Take a risk. Besides being in receipt of my eternal gratitude, Shireen, Jai playfully raises a brow. Wouldn't it be beneficial to have someone in your retinue with the weight of authority behind them rather than just another pawn? Slip of paper and I'll be able to extend my network to systems far beyond footfall. My agents will be your ears and eyes throughout the expanse. Okay, that sounds simple enough. I will help you, so long as it doesn't get too heretical. Exalted One bless you, Shireen. I couldn't find a better business partner in all the expanse. Jai ponders for a moment and then graces you with a dazzling smile. Friendship is a gift from the Exalted One, and we must cherish it. And you will have no complaints about our friendship, Shireen. I may not be a trade representative of the Imperium just yet, but I can still help you with whatever you need. You must have some faction in mind that you would like to establish relationships with. The severe Drusians, the hot-headed pirates of the Casablanca. You merely need to use the right words, look like a key for a lock, and people open their hearts to you, or their wallets. I will arrange everything. You merely have to ask. Deptus Mechanicus, Drusians, the Fellowship of the Void. Let's do it with Casablanca. Not a problem, Shireen. I will have my people put in a good word for you in the right circles. So yeah, we get 2,000 with the Casablanca mission. Humbly wait until you steer your vessel toward Dargonis, the Mercantum Tabula Officiale. It sounds almost as majestic as the warrant of trade. Okay, so yeah. Talk with the Master of Seals later. Dead eyes of this fierce monster forever capture the fear and pain of its final moments. My bath and bedroom area. I've gotten lost. I swear there was a picture of Lady Theodora somewhere. It's right here. Here we go. So yeah, I want to keep the picture of Theodora, my predecessor, because I feel like I owe her that. So yeah. Let's go back and continue our conversation with Jai. Then we'll talk with Abelard.
May the Exalted One protect you. Have you grown bored with our little talk, Shireen?
Jai flashes you a welcoming smile, rolling a coin across the knuckles of her augmented fingers. You don't look like a typical smuggler.
No truer words have ever been said. I'm far more exciting than some small-time peddlers from Footfall. Allow me to introduce myself properly. I am Jai Amira Fatqin Tamiri Ash Ifrit, the 12th daughter of the Lord of Ifrit, a distant world at the fringes of the Imperium. The youngest child is destined to become a bargaining chip in the family's political games. But I was unwilling to accept such a fate, and wanted to choose what to become and which path to follow. When I learned the Exalted One watches over hundreds of other worlds amidst distant stars, I understood there was an entire world of opportunities beyond Ifrit. All I had to do was break the familial bonds tying me down and escape the planet. Which I did a long time ago.
Why did you come to Corona?
The Keronis Expanse. A gorgeous name, isn't it? But this backwater wasn't my original destination when I escaped, Shireen. Oh no, it was the rumors of incredible freedom that brought me to the Keronis Expanse. Freedom that is generously bestowed upon everyone who can survive in these parts. All doors are open here. You can become a saint, a mogul, a kingmaker, or anyone you like, really. Here, hard work pays off. Unless you're used to lying by the roadside and complaining instead of toiling for the good of your soul, glory, wallet, or whatever floats your boat. I'm used to working hard, and so I found my blessing.
How did you escape from a free?
I convinced my father I personally wished to oversee the inspection of imported goods. I had to get experience so I wouldn't bring shame on our family, didn't I? I made friends with traders, missionaries, and soldiers at the port. I listened to their stories, studied the charts, learned what documents I had to forge to escape the planet. A kind word here, a shiny coin there. And here I am, in the iron belly of a ship, braving the void in search of a new life.
Yet, judging by your implants, you've had quite a few close shaves over the years, Dry. I'd like to hear about those.
Consider it a mark of my trade. This year, Xenos. Dumb-headed orcs. Who knew that we weren't the only ones to get tempted by the wreck of that raider? As for this treasure, I received it as a reward for a life that had been just a little too good. I was in a hurry to get to the Adeptus Amasacus after the Exalted One blessed me with immense wealth. I was 2 backstreets away from the den when a pathetic ashmag attacked me, envious of somebody else's fortune.
TechU's test succeeded. You're familiar with implants like the one that has replaced Jai's neck. It's merely one part of a massive augmentation replacing the internal organs. A slit throat could not have been the cause for installing such a sophisticated device.
All relationships are based on mutual trust. That goes for business too.
Oh, so it looks like I've done something right. You must forgive my prying, but has the esteemed princess's heart been claimed by some lucky fellow?
Or lucky lady, you mean? My heart has been coveted by proud men with hard eyes, gentle maidens with sensual voices, imperious lords and fierce leaders of void brigands. Only rogue traders have not yet featured among Jai Hedari's intimate friends. Why do you ask, Shireen?
I enjoy being with you. I would like us to spend more time together. I think my character has maybe a kind of a steady, I don't know, steady stream of one-night stands here and there. Perhaps I should grant you the high honor of serving as my nightly delight. Yuck.
Oh, Shireen. With a few words, you have managed to make my heart flutter like a songbird caught in the snare of a skilled hunter. You enjoy being with me. Perhaps you even find me amusing? Every girl dreams of hearing that she will make a fine toy and a worthy diversion.
Jai injects just enough sarcasm into her voice for you to notice, and just enough playful irony into the enticing curve of her smile. Do not see you as a toy, I just like you.
I understand. I'm just having a little fun, Shireen. I can't possibly just say, oh, I like you too. Words as dry and dull as a voidsman's dinner. They are unworthy of us. If you are not simply amusing yourself by toying with my feelings, then why not give it a try? Go on. Or, wait, you haven't yet asked how I feel about being your romantic partner. Ask soon, Shireen. I simply cannot reject so ardent an admirer. To insult such sincere passion would be a wicked act in the eyes of the Exalted One. I have no doubt that you are a wonderful conversationalist, Shireen. I will make a note of your invitation and make sure to take you up on it when I next get hungry. But if the feelings in your soul have become a fire that is burning you up from within, then you may express them by bestowing a gift upon your humble servant.
Okay. We need to discuss what is going on between us.
Is there a sweeter subject in the universe to discuss, Shireen? You have my full attention. Then let us both be silent together about this beautiful feeling, Shireen.
Seen enough of the shiny side of the shiny wrapping of the Cronus Expanse. Tell me about its dark side.
The dark side is the real Cronus Expanse, if you ask me. But what do you want to know about it, Shireen?
Alright, I'm gonna ask her about all three of these things, obviously.
Dynasty heirs drink with criminals. Rogue traders strike deals with the Kasbalika. And dozens of ships stop off for a welcome break from a long voyage. Is there a more beautiful place in the entire Imperium? The Emperor is merciful to the meek and the powerful alike. There's a job for everyone as long as they have a head on their shoulders. And if you feel like talking to him in person, the statue of the Exalted One can be seen from any asteroid. You can pray to your heart's content. An ancient crime cartel that originated with the first settlers of the Calixis sector. It is run by shadowy clans with robber barons at the helm. Cross their path, and you risk making enemies all over the Cronus Expanse, or even the entire Imperium. As for the agents, they are just shameless, greedy scum. Every third person on Footfall is a Kasbalikan. But that doesn't mean all that rotten filth is acting together. I've been set up more than once just so some Kasbalikan can get one over on his rivals. And yet, the Kasbalika is generous to its customers, if you can afford it. Anything can be obtained, organized, and transported for the right price. The customer is always right, unless they happen to be a rat. In which case...
Persuasion test succeeded. Scum, rotten filth, rats. It is almost as if Dry's mask briefly slipped and she started using words that have no place in the vocabulary of someone from the upper strata of the Imperium. You one of their robber barons?
What gave you such an outrageous idea? Was it my immaculate garment? My gorgeous jewelry? Do not worry, Shireen. I will let you know once I become a baroness, should the Exalted One will it. Just imagine the strong and fruitful alliance that could be forged between a rogue trader and the mastermind of the Kasbalika. It's not hard to do on Footfall. I spent a year working for good old Christo. He was a brave soldier who gave up the ghost in a scuffle with orcs, and then took over his business. Having a good head on your shoulders and keeping the Exalted One in your heart helps to establish new contacts quickly. Eventually, I gathered together a group of honest and loyal people, and it only took a few successful contracts for the Kasbalika to take notice. I quickly settled on Footfall and started dispensing my wisdom to my protégés and subordinates. I lost the taste for getting my hands dirty. It really is simple, Shireen. The Kasbalika runs the Imperium's black market, offering special goods to those who can afford their services. Yes, I am talking about xeno-artifacts too. Alien weapons, technology, sometimes even certain kinds of living creatures. Unlike the rogue traders whose sacred warrants make them immune even from the laws of the Exalted One, Kasbalikan agents are used to hiding and covering their tracks. Nobody wants to draw unwanted attention, no matter who might take an interest. Especially now that the Cronus Expanse has a warrior of the Golden Throne as its watchman. Why not? The decision is yours, Shireen. It is difficult not to be aware of the powers that be, especially ones like Lord Captain Theodora. But we never met personally, as the difference between our positions was far too great. Theodora was a mighty ruler, the center of her own universe. And I, a pathetic commoner, was nothing next to her. But you were kind to me, Shireen. And in my eyes, that put you above your esteemed aunt, or whoever she was to you. The language on Ifrit, my home world, is quite different from the one spoken in the Cronus Expanse. We bestow more than one meaning upon each word, allowing our wise men to fully express their sagacious thoughts, and us lowly commoners our base passions and desires. Take Argy, for example. That is what I call every piece of scum and villain, because Argy means evil and foe and pathetic worm unworthy of consideration. Or take Ashmag. It means fool and little brother and blind man who stumbled and would fall into a pit without guidance. Shireen means friend and comrade and roommate in a battle formation, like we are.
Something tells me it means a little bit more than that. Tell me about your business again.
My trade means knowing the right people and non-people. Having the right connections and making sure the precious goods find their way into the hands of my no less precious customers. My wisdom includes the knowledge of the enemies of humankind, be they Xenos or the lowest scum of the Imperium, as well as the latest knowledge about how they charge for any particular curio at the footfall market. Not even the most cunning Argy will deceive you as long as I am with you, Shireen. I promise you that. Whatever I have can be yours too, if your unfathomable wealth isn't enough for you already, I mean.
Why did you join me then?
You're fun to talk. I grew tired of scribing endless contracts and agreements neatly tucked away on footfall. I did that for how many years? But here, among the stars, you are always balanced on a knife edge. Nothing thrills me more than the tension of a warp jump, or the danger that lurks around every corner on a planet. Footfall was beginning to make me fat and stupid, Shireen. I do not want that. Do I trust the Trickster twins? By the Exalted One, no. The underhanded rogues of Footfall came up with that name for a reason. The tricks of those frenzied Ashmags are all about things far more intriguing than the honest and law-abiding subjects of the Imperium can imagine.
The mention of her fellow cold traders makes Jai's eyes shine a bit brighter than usual.
On the other hand, this is why I am keeping them close. Kor and Tora know who lifted them out of the cesspit proudly called the Shadow Quarters, and who has been feeding that ravenous beast their insatiable lust for lucre. No, they are not going to betray me if only because they know I am now a part of your entourage, Shireen. They're not going to let the biggest pie in the Imperium pass them by without trying to get a slice for themselves. Compared to the rabble on Footfall, perhaps. Compared to you, be it power or money, I still have a long way to go. I could purchase one of Footfall's asteroids, but not a planet. I could subjugate a few gangs from the shady districts, but not Vladium. And so the answer to your question is no. I do not consider myself rich. I am not rich enough.
Ominous.
It has been known to happen. After years of dealing with Xenos, I've learned and even got a grasp of their language. Except they cringe whenever I start speaking. Arrogant sods. They dislike even our voices, but they never turn away our valuables. Then again, I'm used to seeing sour faces. In this trade, the easily offended go out of business.
Hopefully her knowledge will serve our protectorate then.
I have no doubt you will have to deal with Xenos sooner or later. When that time comes, Shireen, you will thank the Exalted One for sending me to stand at your side. Thank you, Shireen. Being able to read and write is chief among them. You may not be aware, but this science is beyond the abilities of billions of the Imperium subjects. And yet they happily keep drudging along in their factories, fundi, and assembly lines. Me? I didn't escape Ifrit to consign myself to such misery. It was literacy that paved my path to copied orders, forged signatures, counterfeited papers. The wonderful things that make the wheels of bureaucracy turn in the right direction.
Tell me about the Xenos of the Kronos Expanse.
Vicious, cruel, dangerous beasts. Humans hold little interest for Xenos. We are entertainment for them, a means to keep boredom at bay. A commodity. But some of them contact us once in a while using their own people. Do not deceive yourself by thinking you are safe because there are no Xenos in sight. Those Agi are as cunning as they are ruthless. They cleverly pull at the strings of spies and traitors, subjugate those who do not fall for the promised reward, transform the ones who resist their promises into soulless puppets. The Emperor watches over me, and that is why I still haven't succumbed to the fate of many of my associates who have lost their lives to the stringy scoundrels. I think we've said all there is to say on this topic.
Final thing before we end the episode. Telling me tales about your colorful past, Jai, but I feel not all of these stories are true.
Listen, Shireen, the giver of happiness and the dearest of my friends. I am who I am. A cold trader, a Casbalican agent, and your partner. We each have a past, and that past is sealed. I'm not prying into your soul, am I? Well, have pity on mine. It has already been gnawed at by the Aji. And if you don't like the sound of that, we'll just go our separate ways. Deal? All relationships are based on mutual trust. That goes for business too.
Alright, I'll see you later, Jai.
Oh, I have no doubt you will.
Okay, so that is Jai Hadari. Next episode, we finally move on. First of all, though, let's go to, not inventory, journal. Companion quest, Mercatum Tabula Officiale. Open many doors for Jai Hadari. Without friends, she can forget about those dreams. That's our main quest. Gift for Jai Hadari. Jai has hinted that she'd be delighted to receive a gift from Lord Captain. That was worthy of the relationship the two of them share. For Rogue Trader, it's trifle. All it takes is commanding the high factotum to do just that. Choosing the gift, his acumen. I'm probably going to wait on that for a little while. I don't want to do that too hastily. Alright, until next time.